today on Divorce Court.
I'm here because I want a divorce from my ex because he been lying, manipulating me, and everything. I'm just ready to breathe fresh air again. I have a girlfriend. She loves me, and I love her. I want the judge to tell Anderson to leave me alone, to let me go, so I can be without him and live my life with my girlfriend.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Anderson Richardson and Georgetta Richardson. You two have been together for 24 years, married for 12 years, but you don't want to be married anymore. Mr. Richardson, you want a sum of money from Ms. Richardson, which we will discuss momentarily. But before we do, Mr. Richardson, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and how we ended up in divorce court today?
I'm fed up with my wife, Georgetta, mistreating me, mistreating my sons, going out partying all night, everything.
What?
You can barely see my wife.
When you say barely see your wife, what's she doing? Where's she going?
I guess going out partying. Go out Friday night, come back Saturday night. Go out Saturday night, come back Sunday night. Every day.
Do you go out all night long and not come home?
No, I do not.
Mr. Richardson, you said something interesting in your papers that took me aback a bit. You said you never really wanted to marry her in the first place. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
And what compelled you to marry her against your better instincts?
Right.
She said either marry me or it's over because we had children together.
How many?
3 boys. And she
Now,
said...
can I ask, this is a practical question, though. Why would you keep having children with a woman you really didn't want to be with? Because,
exactly.
I mean, more than a piece of paper, children will tie you to somebody.
It was all love, Your Honor. All love.
You loved her, but you didn't want to marry her. What was it about good enough to have kids with, but not good enough to marry?
I just wasn't ready. She kept saying, either marry me, I love you, I want to be with you, but we have to get married. If you want to stay with me, we have to get married.
Lies.
Although I wasn't ready to get married, but look what happened.
I see what happened.
I made a large mistake.
You're saying that this story is simply not true.
No, it's not.
He wanted to marry you.
Yes, he proposed to me after
proposed
he had
to
sex with me.
After he had sex?
Yes. We were living in Indiana. He proposed to
right
me.
after the sex.
Yes,
that's
right.
when they're weak.
That's when the ring came out.
Who's the churchgoer in the family?
I am.
You are the churchgoer in the family.
That's correct.
Just recently.
And does it?
Is the truth? Just recently.
She just told on herself, Your Honor.
Just recently.
What do you mean by just recently?
Just recently. About what? 3 years now?
Well, he
At
doesn't
first, he wouldn't even walk in the church.
What does it matter when he gets there as long as he goes?
I'm just saying. Just recently.
Let me ask you this. Were you a churchgoer throughout your marriage?
Yes, I was. And he asked me why I was going to church. I shouldn't go to church. I'm giving all my money to the church house. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to do the same. You know what I mean? And it's okay, though, right?
Okay. When did you two first start having trouble that made you believe this union was not going to last? What went on?
Well, after I knew this wasn't going to last, because we was up and down for 20-plus years, you know, so when he had this surgery, everything changed. His mood, everything changed. I was done after that.
That's not true. That's just the reason.
It's the truth,
That's
and you
not
know
true.
it. You know it's the truth.
That's not true. It was just that the love was gone. That's all.
I'm not sure who I'm talking to out here because the paperwork that I have here talks about you being the religious one and that she used to make fun of your reading the Bible. That's what I have here. I have here that you didn't want to get married and that she kind of forced you to do it.
That's a lie. That's all a lie.
You say she smokes weed.
What? Yes, she do. Yes, she do, Your Honor.
I have tried it once or twice.
No,
she does
it. She does it 24/7 now.
Really?
I don't smoke it, but she does it 24/7 now, every day.
You say Mr. Richardson's a hypocrite when he criticizes you. In what respect is he a hypocrite?
I mean, he told me that no one will love me the way he loves me because I was fat. He always wanted to keep me fat. He bought me, like, takeout food to make me fat. I was 315 pounds when I left Anderson. I'm 230 now, okay? So I need to get rid of him in my life. I need to breathe. He was like stuffy air when I was with him. It was like stuffy air in the relationship. So now that I'm away from him, I can breathe much more clear now.
Well, did you have something to say, Mr. Richardson? Because I'm confused. Go ahead.
I could just say the love was gone. I was really hurt. My children were hurt. We all were hurt when I found out that my wife was lesbian. It hurt me. It hurt my children. Our life was.
When did that happen?
Was really ruined.
3 years ago.
I can say it happened 10 years ago.
3 years ago.
10 years ago. But she was still with me, but seeing women, because this ain't gonna just up and happen like that, Your Honor. And it hurt me.
Really right now. Seriously. Stop the act. Stop crying.
Will you also say...
Seriously.
Well, don't fuss at him.
I mean, it's an act. Come on now. Come on, really? Seriously?
Now, hang on there, Mr. Richardson. When did it get ugly? Because you've had such a long relationship, and I'm getting little short stories here and short stories there. Was there ever a time where the marriage was good?
It was good 10 years ago. 10 years ago. For the next 10 years, 12 years, it was ruined.
Because?
Because it seemed like I didn't have a wife. I was doing all the housework. I was loving my children. I was taking them to school. I was doing all of that, cooking them food every day, getting them dressed for school, helping them with their homework. Me, not her. She was able to go out partying with her girlfriends, and I do mean maybe even a girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
That's correct.
Ms. Richardson, now be honest. Mm-hmm. What do you think caused the turnaround in your marriage?
I mean, he has a gambling problem, okay? He'd take his whole work check and go to the boat with his mama. He's a mama's boy. He's a crybaby. You can see that for yourself, okay?
I cried for love, Your Honor, because I really loved her. No. It hurt me when she turned lesbian. It hurt me. It hurt my children. That's why I had to get up and leave. I couldn't take it. I had to leave her. And
we were already separated before then, so don't go there, please.
No, we weren't. No, we were not, Your Honor, because she got lesbian the day I left. You don't turn lesbian that fast.
That's a lie.
You don't turn lesbian that fast.
All right.
The day I left, she said she went to a bar, she met a girl, and the girl made her feel good.
I got it.
She got a girlfriend.
Okay.
That's how she told me it started, the next day.
Okay.
That's a lie.
All right, okay. I got it. Want to bring out somebody who can shed some light on the situation, because this is too much for me. I understand you and Mrs. Richardson are currently in a relationship. Is that true? You say she's a sex fiend.
That's
has
correct.
Always been that way.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Throughout the course of your marriage. Do you enjoy a great deal of sex?
Yes, who don't? Yes, I do.
Why do you find that problematic?
Because you can't, it's not just sex, Your Honor.
He just couldn't please me sexually, that's all.
Don't tell her the way she went out, don't tell her who she was going out doing that with. I didn't want her to bring that home to me. It's too many sexual diseases out there, and I knew she was doing something, so our sex cooled down a lot, because I wasn't sure. I found sex toys around the room. No, that's too much for me.
Give me more pleasure than you was.
That's too much for me.
That was cold and unnecessary.
Well, Your Honor.
Yes.
When we did it, it was fast because I couldn't look at her. I had to put her bag over my face and close my eyes, because if I look at that, it's gonna, couldn't do it.
Oh, my God. Well, listen,
I wasn't attracted to her no more.
I want to bring out somebody who can shed some light on the situation, because this is too much for me.
Hello.
This is Monique Taylor. How are you, Ms. Taylor?
I'm good.
I understand you and Mrs. Richardson are currently in a relationship. Is that true?
Correct.
And how long have you two been together?
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. Mrs. Richardson, other than the obvious, what do you find with Monique that was absent with Mr. Richardson?
Well, first off, Mr. Richardson did not want me to touch him. I couldn't even lay in the same bed with him without him saying, girl, move, girl, bye. I mean, the sex, everything was just gone. Gone.
Do you know why? I mean...
I don't know why. I don't know why it got worse after the surgery. I do not know why it got the way it is, but he don't want to...
Is he in pain? Does he have medical issues?
I mean, he has a seizure disorder.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't know if that played a part in it. Okay, but he was never trying to, satisfy me anyway. So,
Your Honor.
I mean,
Yes, Mr. Richardson.
Look at him. Would you do something with her? With any man? Any man understand me? Look at her. You don't want that. Don't no man want that.
Now you see the real him come out.
She changed since we were together. She changed a whole lot. She put these clothes on, think it's all sexy. I couldn't deal with that.
But you liked her when she was 350 pounds.
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. When she was 350.
But you married her.
That was my mistake.
I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. I can't get a narrative going because nobody's telling me a story that makes any sense. Yeah, I didn't want to marry her. I love her so much. I cry, but I never want to marry her. Why would you have sex with somebody that looks like that? None of that is consistent.
You know, I'm crying because the three of our sons, they upset. They don't know what to do. Look at her. Look at their mother. Look at her so-called girlfriend. My kids ain't into all that. That upset them. They are hurt.
My kids do not have a problem with who I'm dating.
And don't make it a problem
okay.
either.
Your Honor, they wouldn't tell her if it is a problem. That's why she don't know. They don't want to hurt their mama. They tell their daddy. Their daddy is a man. Boys talk to their daddy.
Don't facilitate that if there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Children oughtn't be brought into grown folks' business. Mm-hmm. She's a grown woman. She made a decision about who she wants to be with. Mm-hmm. Her sexual orientation is what it is. You have very foul things to say to her, Mr. Richardson. Mm-hmm. And, who would want to have sex with that? Look at her.
I never heard such cool stuff
in my life. But whatever you do, please don't interfere with the relationship between a mother and her kids, no matter what her sexual orientation happens to be, or how hurt you might have to be because of it. Don't draw them into that. Don't make it messy.
Your Honor, I'm not making it messy. It's my kids coming to me. I'm not going to them. They call me, Daddy, I want to talk to you for a second. They call me. I don't call them about things like that. You don't call your kids? I don't call them about things like that, Your Honor.
We have the papers. We tried to get him to sign the papers. He's not signing them. He don't want to let her go. He's holding on to her. He's secretly still in love with her. He don't want to let her go.
Why were you dragging your feet till now? Do you believe Anderson would be just as upset if Georgetta had left him for a man? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Taylor, I'm getting nowhere fast with the Richardsons. Because no, not at this juncture. Every time you tell me a story, I get more confused. Nothing gets cleared up. So I'm going to talk to Ms. Taylor for a moment. Why don't you tell me what you've seen in the relationship between Mr. and Mrs. Richardson?
He drives by the house when he's not supposed to, just like he was supposed to call before he come by. Yes, they have children, but I feel as though with us being together, you call and let us know that you're going to come by. Well, he comes and he makes it seem like that is perfectly fine and sit outside the house for a long time. Yes, he's talking to his kids, but the point of the matter is you drop by without asking, without telling anyone, without announcing it. Calls me out my name. I don't know why. Just bees,
can you understand? Well, can you understand one thing? I mean, when people are married and then one of the married people starts dating someone else, it doesn't matter about the gender or anything, you get mad at the interloper. Everybody does. What?
Your Honor, when I go over there, my wife might be at work. My kids call me, ask me to come pick them up. I go pick them up. This lady can't call me, so my kids call me. So how would she even know that my kids didn't call me? She said I come back without calling. Their mom might not even be there. And I go see my kids. She come outside, look out the door, slam the door. Don't get mad at me. These are my kids. You can't take away our relationship. So don't get upset with them.
Your response?
That's not true. If he's coming by, I'm going to know about it. He decides upon himself when he wants to see his children. So he comes.
How's she going to know about it?
Is that it? I mean, he comes by unannounced, for reasons that are reasonable. Are there other things going on? Because that doesn't seem inconvenient, something you can work out logistically, but not horrifying. Is there anything else going on that makes this relationship so difficult?
I mean, I don't feel like he should disrespect me, period. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like he should disrespect me. I never gave him a reason to disrespect me. I mean, I got who I want.
Yeah, you kind of did. You slept with his wife.
I got who I want, but that's not a reason.
Thank you, y'all.
You got what?
I have who I want. I have Georgetta, but that's not a reason to call me out my name when I haven't disrespected you.
Your Honor.
It's disrespectful to sleep with somebody else's spouse. That's just...
Understandable.
We're separated.
Am I right?
Right. They're separated. Been
How
separated.
long have you been separated?
3 years.
3 years.
2.5.
I've been trying to get a divorce from him, and he's been really like pushing it off. He even asked me to ask my son to pay for his part on getting the divorce because he didn't want to pay his part on getting the divorce.
Your Honor.
I've been trying to divorce him for what, 3 years now?
Your Honor.
And it's an
Why are you
excuse
dragging
after
your
an
feet,
excuse
Mr.
after an
Richardson?
excuse.
Why were you dragging your feet till now?
Because if she want to get married to this girl and I don't have enough, go ahead. It's just $300. Go ahead and pay for your divorce. If you want to get married, if I want to get married, she won't even know about it. I won't ask her for nothing. All she'll get is the papers. That's it. She won't even know I'm getting married.
Got
So don't
papers,
call
brought
me.
them to him, and he
Don't
couldn't
call.
even-
Don't call me. Don't call me over and over and over again saying, "Are you going to give me $150 so I can get my divorce, so I can pay for this divorce?" Because I want to get married. I want to get. If you want to get married, don't even bring it to me. Get married. That's all I say.
How am I going to get married and I'm married to you?
Go and.
Miss Taylor, you have something rational to
We
say?
have the papers. We tried to get him to sign the papers. He's not signing them. He don't want to let her go. He's holding on to
Thank
her.
you.
He's
Your
secretly
Honor.
still in love with her. He don't want to let her go.
You know,
They ain't showed me. They ain't showed me no papers. I ain't never seen no papers. Never.
All right.
Now that's a okay. Like I said, she got a good part of the line. That's all she do.
All you do is lie.
She
Are
said,
you
she
serious?
said,
You're lying.
She said,
You walked up here lying.
She said I cursed at her. I ain't never said nothing
Yes,
to the
you
girl.
have.
Yeah, okay.
You know
Never.
you have.
What I say? I ain't never said nothing to her. Never.
Yes, you have. You call me ugly. You call me bees.
Well,
you
if I did call
always
you
talking.
ugly, I was right, but I never did.
There's no reason for you to talk.
You would've been right to
Stop.
You
call
wouldn't have.
Stop.
No, you wouldn't
Look
have,
at
honey.
you.
Hey,
At least she sexually
Hey.
had a hell on this over here that you
hey,
couldn't do.
Mrs.
Okay?
Richardson, you want to get out?
Gross.
Stop. Why do you think Anderson and Georgetta are still legally married? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Mr. Anderson, you say that when you married Mrs. Richardson against your will, some many years ago, that you bought her a ring and that she disposed of it. Why don't you tell me about the ring and what she did with it?
With her ring, there was two. With her ring, she stopped wearing it, saying she not married to me no more. Stopped wearing it. I don't know what she did with it. Then I'm asleep. I take my ring off and put it on my nightstand. I wake up, it's gone.
I purchased both of them rings.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Do you have a receipt for it? Do you have something to demonstrate that you paid for it?
The first set he bought, we was, on a break. He bought the first set. Yeah, and you had the first set. But then that got messed up. I bought the other set. I went to the mall and bought them rings. Both of them. His and mine.
That's not true.
Because I got tired of waiting on him to buy it.
That's not true.
Are you serious?
Mrs. Richardson, are you happy?
I'm happy now,
Don't
of
look
course.
at him. But are you happy?
Yes.
And things are good?
Yes, they're very good for me.
Life is good?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's much better than what it was when I was with him. Much better.
Miss
I don't think
Richardson,
so. I don't think so. Right now-
Mr. Richardson, it doesn't matter whether you think so or not.
I'm
It's
happy.
over. It's done. It's
Yes.
fait accompli. Put a period on it. Shove it in a closet. Shut
And
the
that's what I
door.
did.
Put a lock. No, you didn't. You're still talking about it. Well, you just let it go because she's with who she loves. She's happy with who she loves. You said you didn't want to marry her in the first place. Now you're free.
That's right.
Okay, now you're free. Now,
That's right.
now I'm going to say this one last thing before I jet for the door. I didn't believe anything you told me in here. All of your stories were internally inconsistent. It is your burden of proof to demonstrate to me by a greater weight of the evidence that, in fact, you bought this ring and she disposed of it. None of that happened. Even if you did tell me a coherent story, I still wouldn't believe it because I didn't believe anything else you said. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
I feel if she left me for a man, my kids will have a better life. They'll understand how life is. Things will be much better. You don't turn lesbian in on one day. She's been lesbian for 10 years maybe.
After this, I feel like we'll move forward very positively. No more drama. All of that is over. Divorce coming soon. So we'll be okay.
Yep, so we can work on us getting married.
Definitely.
Yes.